Number 6. Be given the following information for Terra Eta Power Company. Assume the company's tax rate is 22%. We've got 7.6% coupon bonds outstanding, 1,000 par value, 30 years to maturity, selling for 105% of par. The bonds make semi-annual payments. Common stock, we got 480,000 shares outstanding, selling for $66 a share. The beta is 1.09. And the market risk premium is 9%, and the risk-free rate is 5.6%. Okay, so here's where we're headed. We're headed to calculate, let's see, it's going to ask for, the weighted average cost of capital. We know that WACC is equal to the total equity over the total assets multiplied by the required return on the equity, right? And then the debt, total debt over total assets times the required return on debt times one more thing over here. What is it? 1 minus the tax rate, because interest is tax deductible. Okay, now let's figure out how we're going to get total equity. Can anyone tell me how to calculate total equity?
The stock times shares outstanding times shares.
Yeah, so 48,000 or 480,000? 480,000. And how much are they selling for per share?
66.
66. Can someone do that math for me, please?
Yeah, 31,680,000.
So like that?
There's some zeros. I think so.
Your calculator has commas on it. Did you know that?
Yeah.
31,600,000.
Okay, very good. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to store 1. Store 1. Okay. Now, let's figure out the total value of the debt. Each bond is selling for how much?
1,000.
1,050.
1,050, right? Because it's 105% of par. 1,050, and how many of those things are outstanding? 9,000? 9,000. Okay. Can someone tell me how much that is?
9,450,000.
9,450,000. Now, I want you to store that in location 2. How are we going to find out the total assets?
Add them together.
Add them together. What do we get?
1,000,000.
Okay.
130. 0.
So like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
I want you to, that's okay. I want you to store that in location 3. I want you to store that in location 3. Okay. Now, how am I going to get this weight?
Store 1 divided by store 3.
Yeah, divide by recall 3. That's how I'm going to get that one. How am I going to get this one? Recall 2, divide by recall 3. Okay, now, what is the only real thing that I have left to get? I've got to get my required return on equity, I've got to get my required return on debt. They give me the tax rate. Now, what information did they give us that will allow us to calculate the required return on debt?
The bond.
Yeah, so we're looking for the yield and maturity, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about what we would put into our calculator. First of all, second clear TVM. Second clear TVM. Does that look right? Okay. What's the coupon rate on these bonds?
76.
Yeah, so 7.6. So that means they pay 76 per year. But is this annual or semi-annual?
Semi.
Semi-annual. So payment is going to be 38. Does that make sense? Okay, future value, this one's easy. 1,000. Okay, now, they've got to tell us how long these things have left. How much?
30 times
Yeah, 30 years to maturity, and she says times 2 because they're semi-annual. And so now you need to compute I per Y. What is that?
year to maturity.
Say
Like
again?
it will be the debt, the RD, right?
Nope.
Or times 2.
Yeah, we have to multiply by 2. So someone please tell me what I per Y is.
3.5956 and then we multiply by
3.5956. And so basically we're going to multiply that by 2. I'm guessing it comes out to around 7.2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, okay. So I want you to go ahead and let's call that number 4, right? That's your R sub D.
So
By the-
since it comes out as like 7.19, and you just divide it by 100, so it's like
Oh, well, we're going to do all of this stuff in percentages, or you could do it that way and do everything in decimals. Just don't mix it up, right? Okay. So as long as I keep both R sub E and R sub D as either percents or decimals, I'm fine. This is the only one that I have no choice on. That's got to be decimals because it's inside that, right? Okay. Now, let's try to figure out what R sub E is. They tell us the market risk premium, they tell us the risk-free rate, and they tell us the beta. So what am I going to use to find the required return on equity?
Security margin.
I'm going to use security market line. And so the expected return on stock I is equal to the risk-free rate plus the beta on stock I times the expected return on the market minus the risk-free rate. But this whole thing is the market risk premium, right? And so I don't have to subtract out of that. What do they tell me the market risk premium is? 9%? 9%. And then the risk-free rate is how much? 5.6. And then how much is beta? 1.09. Very good. Okay, so how would I work this? 1.09 times 9. I'm going to say that's 9.81%. 9.81% plus 5.6 is 14.81, 15.41. Does that sound right? Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to store that as location 5. Store that as location 5. So now, we just have our, there we go, and this is location 4, is that right? Yeah. And we've already been given the tax rate. And so here, it's just a matter of getting the math done and doing it correctly. Do I need to walk through? In fact, our time is up, so I probably don't need to walk through it.